Hey yo, if you're new here, hi, my name is Marta, I'm 23 years old and I'm from Spain. I live in Spain because life is pain and it was more painful in 2020. I'm going to talk about what the COVID was like here in Spain. I'm not really going to get into politics. I'm just going to explain to you what it was like for us, like for regular people, what it looked like. Just because I think it was more strict than other places. I've seen vlogs from people from America in general, like USA, Canada, more North America, but I've seen people there and they could go on walks. I'm pretty sure they could go outside. They just had to not meet other people, and I think that was the case for many countries. There were other probably more strict than us. This is my personal opinion. I think we did really well. Obviously the circumstances were really weird and odd, so obviously we made mistakes as well. It wasn't that bad. People really criticized the government here, and I don't think it was that bad. I think it was way worse in other countries. Like they went outside way earlier, or they had to, I don't know, do some crazy stuff. I don't think any country did perfectly because it was impossible. I remember exactly the day because it was a friend's birthday. It was March 12th. I think that was a Thursday. Friday, I think it was when the president came out and say we had to quarantine at least for 2 weeks. That's what they tell us, and I think that's the case for many countries. I think everyone started with 2 weeks. This is just going to be 2 weeks. But it was Sunday when we started, so we had that 2 days in between. I don't really know why, and I think it was Thursday. I think I'm getting messed up because it was Thursday when they say school is out. I was in second year of university, if I remember correctly, and then they started making it longer like everywhere else. But here we could not go outside at all. The only 2 reasons to go outside was to buy groceries, which they recommend to do just like once a week. Like don't go every single day to buy groceries, just go once a week or whenever you need it, but don't go every single day, and to throw out the trash. That was the 2 main things. And also with groceries, it was also to buy bread. I don't know if this is a common thing in other countries, but here we eat a lot of bread. I think eat bread in every single meal. Like I have bread for breakfast, but then during lunch I will eat it with a side of bread, if that makes sense. Like we're always eating bread, so we could also go just to that. It wasn't exactly groceries because it was just bread. We had to spend like that, I don't really know, I will say probably about 2 months or something like that. And I think it was at that time or even before they added a new I was gonna say excuse, that sounds bad, but it's really like an excuse to go out. If you had a dog, you could walk the dog, and that was crazy because people really started to adopt or buy animals, buy dogs specifically, just so they could step outside. That was crazy and so bad because when we can finally just go out normally, people started abandoning them, which is so sad and so mean. Like, why are people so cruel too? Like, if this was March, I think it was in May when they say kids can go outside, because obviously if you go to buy the groceries, your kid stays at home unless you are the only one turning them, so you have to take them with you. But normally kids wouldn't go outside at all. They added this new thing where during, I think it was 2 hours in the morning, if I remember correctly, they could go outside for a walk or something like that. Another thing that I didn't mention, most people in Spain don't live in houses. We live in apartments. I live in an apartment, and most of us don't even have a balcony or anything like that. So if I wanted to breathe air, I had to stick my head out of the window. I would literally do that like a dog in a car. That was me during lockdown, just outside my window like this. 2 things. One was really nice, that at 8 o'clock like at 8 p.m. we'll go outside, or again like stick our heads outside the window if we didn't have balcony to go outside. We would just clap all together for the people who were working in hospitals, something like that. So it was like an acknowledgement to them and like an appreciation moment to them. That was really nice. Honestly, people got tired of it, and I was people because it reached a point where it was like this was nice at first, now it's like annoying kind of, but I don't know, it was nice. I think overall it was a nice gesture, and also something that was really funny, like that was insane from us. Like we were all delusional, we all developed like a crush. It wasn't really a crush, but this guy that was like, I don't really know his title, I think he worked at the government and he was like in the health ministry, I don't really know. He was the one who was like on TV, like he was talking about the COVID and the progress they were making. Basically, he was like the voice of health, telling us the citizens, the civilians, what they were doing in the labs, what they were discovering, the new discoveries they were making about the COVID. And for some reason, I don't know if it was because we will see him every single day, and he was like this kind of old guy. He seems like super sweet and just, I don't know, he seemed really kind and nice, and everyone was obsessed with him to the point where people made merch with his face. Like that was crazy. Why did we do that? I don't know. Kids could go outside. I think it was at the same time where old people could also go outside, because obviously for them, old people who were mobile and they could still walk and stuff, they were getting in a way worse health condition because now they weren't walking at all. Obviously you as an adult or as a teenager or whatever, I will exercise at home, but many old people didn't do anything. They would just go on walks, and since they weren't able to, they were getting way worse, and mentally like there were people living alone, and obviously that was hard, but if you're old, that's way worse. And so I think it was around the same time where we had like schedules, like old people could go outside from this hour to this hour, and then kids from this hour to this hour. We will have that. Adults at that time, we couldn't go outside, but then like a couple weeks after that, we could also. I think hours, if I remember correctly, I don't remember if it was 2 hours or 3, because I think it was from 8 to 10 in the morning and then 8 to 10 in the evening. I think maybe it was like 7 to 10 or 8 to 11, but I'm pretty sure it was like 2 hours, and that was it. And that was crazy, let me tell you that, because I will go in the morning, I will go outside in the morning, because mostly it was kind of empty in the evening. That was insane. I went outside like day 2 or something like that. I went outside at that time in the evening. There was no way we could social distance, and I think that's why here we weren't able to go outside at all, because you cannot go outside here and social distance at the same time. It's impossible completely. With programs, it was crazy because some of them, people like the host and the people who work there will stay at home and do like Zoom calls. But there was this program that they decided to not do it at home. That program is made in like a theater, is filmed in a theater, and so they would just keep the distances, but there was no audience, and that was so bizarre, so bizarre. And so I think it was around June or something like that when we could all go outside just with the mask. I don't remember, I think the mask lasted like a year or even 2. Like it was not that long ago that we would still had to wear it inside the buses, the public transport. It was very recently when they stopped forcing us to do that, which I don't think it's bad. I think it did stretch out too long, but there's still COVID. So like this is not completely over. It's never gonna be over. Like, that's sad, but it's never going to be over. Just like, again, the flu is still around, like, obviously. That was pretty much what the COVID looked like here in Spain, the pandemic. I think I kind of covered everything. Obviously, there are more specific things that I said. I think the best part of it was when children were starting to go to school again, and they obviously had to wear their masks. This reporter asked this little girl, she said, is it too annoying to wear the mask? Is it like you can really breathe properly? It's really bothering you? Something like that. She asked something like that, and this little girl said, well, it's better than dying. I think that's the best meme we got out of all of this. So please subscribe, leave a comment down below telling me what I should talk about. If you want to learn about Spain in this way, like things that happen around the world, how we live it here, something like that, let me know in the comments what you want to see from me in this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!